healing crystals, skincare routines, knitting a sweater, fitting in jeans. With Katie and Sarah, no need to worry, you're on a lady journey.
Oscar, welcome.
Hello.
Welcome.
Welcome to Lady Journey.
We were talking about cool jacket weather.
Yeah.
Yes, this is the thin slice of the year where you can wear a beautiful jacket.
Yeah, I'm excited. I actually, a month ago, so I have this thing where I have like OCD.
Okay.
So, but unfortunately, my OCD is with clothing and accessories.
Oh, that's nice. That's a strength.
No.
Is it, is it taking over your life?
It is not. It took over my life.
You're obsessed with your outfits. Yeah.
For a month, I had to go. I was looking for a half wool, half cashmere button-down pea coat, not double-breasted,
Okay,
single-breasted,
Yes.
Of course.
fitted, right?
You wouldn't think that's a problem.
Wouldn't think it's a problem, but I'm also on a budget.
It's a
I'm a
classic.
gay on a
Okay.
budget.
Of
I'm a
course.
gadget.
Right.
Yeah.
Right?
Gadgets.
Inspector Gadget.
Right.
I
So
love
when I go
this.
shopping, it's go gadget.
Yeah.
And the thing for me is like, it was hard to find a good, like half wool, half cashmere coat that isn't 500 pounds.
Right.
And I was like, oh, I don't want to feel weighted. And so I finally bought one. I got one off of Bloomingdale's. It was fabulous. They sent it to me. They kept the security tag on it.
Yeah.
So I had to
Oh
go
my
all the way back up
God.
to Bloomingdale's. Of course, I called Bloomingdale's and I was like, oh my God, I had to travel so long, like an hour to get there.
Well, it's annoying.
I mean, it was on the subway
is.
and it
It's
was
New
taking a
York.
long time.
Yeah.
So it was like an
that's
hour.
Mental health. That's
Yeah.
very stressful.
Yeah.
You could have
and
been
then-
pushed into the railway.
Right.
You risked your life.
Yeah, I risked everything. And then they were very nice. They gave me a $100 gift card for the inconvenience. So shout
It
out
is
to
an
Bloomingdale's.
The least they could
It is
do.
an inconvenience.
It is an inconvenience. And then I returned it 2 days ago
Okay.
because
Smart.
I didn't. Well, I never
This
wore
is a
it.
great
Right.
scam.
I never wore it.
Yeah.
No.
Gotcha.
Let me tell you something. I'll tell you about scams. Okay, I know this is bad. I don't know if I want to post this, but like when you're young, you're poor. I was
I love
poor.
where you're going. I know.
I was poor. I'm not going to do it right into the microphone because I don't want it to peak, but I was poor.
Right.
Yes.
And here's the thing. I remember when I first moved to New York City, I had zero money. Like
Yeah.
I probably should have gone back into the closet when I was that poor because no gay was going to be like, girl. And
Right.
so I bought an air conditioner during the summertime from Bed Bath & Beyond.
Okay. That's a big purchase.
Right. But
Yeah.
I bought it on June 25th. And then Bed Bath & Beyond had that 90-day return policy.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Brilliant.
So June, July, August, September 15th, I was like, oh my God, it doesn't work.
Oh,
this
so
is brilliant.
And I know that people are going to judge me. I know people are going to
Can
be
I
like,
just say-
you're just abusing the system and
Or
how
is it
dare you. But let me
getting
tell you
ahead?
something.
let me
It is-
rationalize this.
Yeah.
You
It's
pay
a-
taxes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a
High
white collar
taxes.
crime.
I pay
Do we see the perks of it?
high taxes.
We don't.
Yeah.
Victimless.
So-
Victimless crime.
And if for anybody that goes and comments and says this is why Bed Bath & Beyond is out of business, no, it's not. It's
Amazon.
the corporate people who didn't change the return policy.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, that's why the guy jumped off the building.
Yeah.
And
Which guy?
Which guy?
the CEO.
He did.
Okay.
He threw himself off of 63 Leonard, the Jenga building.
He's like, let me do this for you guys.
yeah. And then
I don't need any Luigi.
Yeah. Well, I remember, right. Yeah. DIY. I remember when it happened because I know that building. I love that building. And I was like, I wonder if something's going to happen with Bed Bath & Beyond. And then they closed.
That he went beyond.
Yeah. Bed Bath and the Great Beyond.
Let me tell you something though. I loved Bed Bath & Beyond.
Oh, I
the
loved it.
old Bed Bath
It
&
was-
Beyond.
yeah.
Before
To
they tried to
peruse.
renovate and make it like this fancy chic thing. I was
Yeah.
like, no. You guys are like basic necessities, bare bones. Don't try and
Almost-
be fancy.
yeah, above a
I
dollar
have
store.
I have other stores for that, like Crate and Barrel and all these other
Yeah.
like fancy boutique, sheet stores and all that. I don't need that. I need the basics. I need to come in. I need
Yeah.
to be able to buy like detergent at a reasonable price and
Yeah.
skedaddle.
I miss
Right.
it. I love Bed Bath & Beyond.
Yeah.
Before
Yeah.
they put in the coffee shops, that's when they started going downhill.
Yeah.
And
I
they
like
started
their,
getting the little cafe in there.
That was after.
Yeah,
That was after
yeah.
they renovated.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just like going to like the hygiene section.
Oh, yeah.
Shampoos.
They had good prices.
Soaps, yes.
And then they also closed, what was the one that they had that was similar to that? That was like they had all of
Fair Fit. No.
it was something.
Not World Plus.
No. It was
'Cause I
on
love
6th
World Plus.
Avenue.
Yeah, they
Yes.
had all of the hygiene products, and they
Yeah.
were just right there, and they went out of business too. They must have all been together, I think.
Actually, I wonder why. I wondered
Yeah.
why, because I feel like that store would have done more business than the actual Bed Bath & Beyond. You know, it's going in that location now.
What?
You know?
No.
Burlington. So it's
Coat
going to
factory?
be a TJ Maxx, a Burlington Coat Factory,
Oh my God.
and a Marshalls.
Can I tell you-
Oh my God.
Fruit Loop just got better.
I've never been into a Burlington. Can you
Okay.
tell me what is there to
Can
offer?
we-
It's chaos.
Do you want to just
I will
scoot
say,
over
yeah.
here? Yeah.
Well, the
thanks.
thing about Burlington in New York is I never go at peak hours. Okay, I
No.
go in the night like a ninja. I'm going in there like an assassin right before they close because I've been in there at that Burlington.
Is
6
it just
p.m.
coats?
It's
Used
like
to be.
TJ Maxx.
Girl,
but
when
they
was
have-
the last time you got out?
Can I just tell you, they didn't have them in Texas.
How long have you been here?
15 years.
Okay.
But where's a
Sarah.
Burlington in New York? I've never walked by a Burlington in New York.
There's one at Union Square. There's one in the Union Square, which is also
Is
And
it above the
22nd and
eye level?
6th.
Is
Yeah.
it above the eye level?
it's high. It's all the way up at the
I
top.
look down. I don't look up.
She
It's all the way up
does
at the
not
top.
look. She's like, I don't look beneath me, but I also don't look above me.
Straight
Yeah,
on the
shit,
goal.
that's how you compartmentalize the city. You're like, I just put the blinders on.
Yeah.
I go.
She's like, if the store is eye level, I'm going into it.
Well, do you ever look up and you're like, I didn't know there was a workout gym here?
Yes. Yeah.
I didn't know
Little
there was.
Pilates here.
No, I didn't know there was skyscrapers in this city.
Yeah. It's too much.
Yeah.
It's overwhelming. You have to do a Xanax.
Yeah.
You look up.
It's mountains.
Now, of the three, Marshalls, TJ Maxx, and Burlington, which is your favorite?
Well, here's the thing. Okay?
Give us a
Break
treat.
it down.
Here's what. First of all, I love TJ Maxx, but I love the TJ Maxx on 6th Avenue and 19th Street. And I'm gonna tell you
Yes,
why.
that one's the
they
top
run
one.
that bitch. They run that bitch
That's
a
the
tight
flagship.
ship. That is a tight ship.
Yeah.
There's always cashiers. I never have to wait. They renovated. It looks great. Marshalls, on the other hand, I don't know who manages that bitch, but I don't get it. Like I will go in there on on a Saturday at 10 a.m. when it opens, and at 10:05 there are 40 people in line waiting to check out, and there's one person. And
Yeah.
here's what I think.
Yeah.
Now,
Tell us.
here's what I think. I think that in New York City, places like TJ Maxx, Marshalls, Burlington, all these big department stores need to have locals only checkout lines.
Oh, that would be nice.
Yeah.
Yes.
Locals only. Because why am I waiting behind, Gert and her 17 purchases and her suitcase and her 6 kids from Estonia? I don't have time for that.
Why did you
Yeah.
go into the city to go to TJ Maxx?
I live over there.
No, I meant like general you tourists. Like,
Do you want to know why?
why would a tourist come to the TJ Maxx?
Have you been to like Scandinavia and have you been to like Europe?
Yes.
Have you been? Yeah. They don't have stores like TJ Maxx. They
Okay.
all have the same few stores in every single mall. So like
Wow.
my mother lives in Norway, and when I go visit her, I usually go to the shopping, I go shopping, and people are like, "Oh, you must love shopping in Norway." Yeah, to a degree, because
Yeah.
there
Okay.
are no discount stores.
Interesting.
So like all these
Yeah.
places like Norway and Sweden and then Denmark and Germany and all these places, they don't have discount places where you can buy
Oh.
Nike, Adidas, all this stuff.
Which is very
they
American.
have
Okay.
just the regular store, and some of the time those stores go on sale.
Okay.
But they don't
Yeah.
have like a clusterfuck
my
of
God.
merchandise in one place.
we got to get over there.
I love Norway.
We got to get
I'm
them
obsessed
some
with it.
factory.
Really?
I like
I've
Norway,
never
too.
been, but I've been fantasizing about going. I feel called there
You should.
because I love Norwegian. I love like the cardamom bun. That's
And
why I
Where
feel.
do you get that from? we're gonna fix that.
Is that a Swedish thing?
It's a Scandinavian thing,
Yeah.
but like I feel like every place in this city does Americanize everything just a smidgen.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It
But I
is.
also wonder if it's because they can't import all of the ingredients. Like I know there's a bunch of Turkish restaurants. Like if I take the 7 line over in Flushing, there's some Turkish restaurants that are really, really good. And I went there and they had like the hot sausage that they have in Turkey, but it's not the real hot sausage because they can't
Gotcha.
import it.
Yeah. Especially
So-
not now, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's
There
very,
goes our food.
it's very expensive
Everything's
to
chicken nuggets
import
now.
Yes. Yeah.
sausage. But yeah, come to Norway. I'm going in. I'm
wanna
probably going in June.
Where does your mom live?
She lives right outside of Oslo,
Okay.
How
which
wonderful.
a lot of people don't know. I am fluent
Are you really?
in Norwegian. Fluent. I
gosh.
can literally go in and like work at the government if I wanted to.
So do you have dual citizen?
No, I don't. Unfortunately,
Okay. But that doesn't matter. They welcome people there, right?
Yes, but they're very picky.
They're picky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're very picky.
I don't think
Now-
they took in a lot of refugees. Did
People
they?
are always so shocked when I start speaking Norwegian,
I would
either
think
to
so.
Norwegians or in Norway. They're like, wow, your Norwegian's really good. And I was like, yeah, okay.
Wow.
Wow. Oh, why you want me to speak Norwegian like this? No.
Now, give us a little, in case I go. Actually, my fiance is going to go there. He's going there right after our wedding, sadly, for a tour which I'm not on, but I
Wait,
support.
Nate
When are you guys
Bergotson's.
getting?
A week from Saturday is my wedding. Can you believe it?
Shut up. As they say, mon congrats.
Thank you so much. I'm very excited.
Where's the
It's in Florida.
festivities?
It's down in Florida. We're doing a beach wedding. Little.
I love that.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. I'm
Just a few
excited.
people?
Just a few people. We barely had comics. We actually were intending to have more, but some things have gone awry. But that's fine. And
More
we're
family than
looking forward to it. Yeah,
comics.
mostly family. Mostly
Yeah.
family.
You know, at the end of the day, you got to do what makes you happy. This is, it's so funny. You emailed me and you're like, at the end, we'll talk about your journey.
Yes.
I think this is something that we can touch upon towards the end.
Ooh.
Remind me.
Okay, yes, we'll come back to it.
Yeah.
We'll circle back. But I want you to give me a sample itinerary of if I go to Norway. Where are you going? What are you doing? What are your favorite food places that you love?
Okay, so when you go to Norway, every hotel is good. That's
the
the thing.
breakfasts, the best.
Yeah, so every hotel is almost a
great.
good hotel because they're Scandinavia. They're very clean. They're very like prim and proper, right? You're
I
not
love
going to get
this.
like a dingy hotel. You'll get like a 3-star hotel, but like it's not going to be like it'll be like a 5-star.
Not American
Wow.
3-star
Right.
star.
And
Yeah,
so
not
what you'll
Motel
do-
6.
Yeah, red roof. And so you'll go, and the thing is, you'll probably want to spend 3 days or 4 days in Oslo.
Okay.
And then in Oslo, there's a lot of great restaurants. When you go to Norway, eat seafood.
Ooh.
It is very cheap.
Okay.
When I went to visit my mother in October, I stayed in Oslo one night. I think I stayed in Oslo. I forgot. Was it then or was it in July? I went twice last year. And I went to the seafood restaurant that was supposed to be very popular and very good. And I got king crab legs, caviar, I forgot, salmon. It was like a spread.
Ugh.
And I think it cost me all of $50
Oh my God,
a good deal.
caviar.
because it's so fresh
Yeah.
and it's readily available,
Amazing.
right?
It's
Like if
landing
you go to
there.
Chicago, you have to fly. You're paying for the cost
Oh,
of the
no.
seafood to
Yes.
get here.
Yeah, you can't eat seafood in the Midwest. It's
Right.
just terrible.
No,
It's
you
weird.
just stick to meat.
You just eat the beef. Yep.
Yeah, that's it. and then on the 3rd day or 4th day, take the train,
Mm-hmm.
which is a beautiful thing. I always recommend people go between the months of May and September.
Okay.
And
Otherwise,
the end of
it's
September.
what, too freezing?
It's cold. It's also very dark.
Oh, right.
So it gets dark in Norway at around starting October, November, it gets dark at around 2:00.
That's so crazy.
Oh my
to
gosh,
me.
that's so me. So
Yeah.
goth.
And then
Sleeping.
but the sun doesn't rise until 11:30.
AM?
Yeah.
So you get 3 hours of daylight.
Yeah.
It's
Oh
weird.
When
my
I went for
gosh,
Christmas,
wow.
it is dark.
How do they fight that seasonal depression, or
A lot of vacation time.
Okay.
And a lot
Wow.
of them, like what's interesting is most of the people who travel throughout Europe are Scandinavians because they go down to the Grand Canary Islands.
Okay.
So like that, like
Ooh, snowbirds.
like Lanzarote and the Grand Canary Islands and Tenerife is a big Scandinavian and like Eastern European destination.
Oh, wow. But how was the Christmas when you were there? Was it just so romantic and like gothic? Was there a murder?
We have our fantasy world.
Yeah.
Girl,
I'm
this
living in a
isn't, this
delusion.
isn't Transylvania.
Was it just reindeer?
You're like gothic. I'm like these. Like there's gnomes.
No, you had like gingerbread.
Yeah,
and
like
so-
there's
yeah.
gnomes and things. She's like, it's so goth. I was like,
Were you
no
knitting?
one's sucking each other's blood. Katie, jeez. But it's and then take the train, go to Bergen,
Okay.
and then when you're in Bergen, take a boat and have them go up the fjord.
Ooh, I love a fjord.
And I will say this: it is an expensive country.
Yes.
Yeah.
You will be paying, but it is one of those where you're like, okay, this is well worth it.
It's
The
quality. Yeah.
It is quality. And, you know, my mom lives in kind of like a wooded area outside of the city that's kind of outside of Oslo. And like I go and I'm always like, oh, it's so quiet. Oh, it's so. And then after the third day, I'm like, oh, it's so quiet.
Yeah.
That's what you need. You need to get that decompression.
Yeah. It's like I walk the dog down the gravel road out to like the wooded area.
I'm hearing
And-
the ASMR of it right now.
Yeah. And it's just,
Light
it's like,
leaves shuffling.
yeah. And
Yes.
it's like she lives between a lot of,
The kettle on.
she lives between a lot of wheat fields. So you hear the rustling of the wheat
Yes.
field.
Wow.
Yeah.
I love it. I think I have that YouTube
It's
channel.
like a beginning
queued
of
up.
a
Yeah.
horror movie.
Yeah.
Which is the best part.
Children of the
Of
Wheat.
the horror movie. Children of the Wheat.
So, but yeah, I think,
is
you
weird.
know,
I'm dying to go.
you
So
should.
I'm
Where is he
wondering-
going?
They're going to I know they're going to Norway and then I think they're going to Sweden. So it
Okay.
must be Oslo.
Yeah.
But it's because it's a tour, it's like they're going to be in and out each place quick.
Wow.
So they're
Yeah.
going like all throughout Europe. And that's going to be fun for them. I'm like, that's my honeymoon. So enjoy.
Can you just tag along?
I'm tagging along. Hi guys. But no, I'm wondering about like the clothes you were saying, for example, because you were saying like a lot of people, they just have these stores. Is it more expensive because they're not like importing a lot of stuff from China like we are? So maybe the clothes are higher quality?
It's a lot of, well, from my experience, it's higher tax.
Yeah, they have a high tax.
They
Okay.
they tax you on everything.
But
in
your
America.
social programs, their social programs are great, right? Schooling's paid for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you ever thought about moving there?
Are you moving there?
Are you
Do you
moving
live there right now?
Are we there? Are we in Oslo?
No, I get quiet because I could go off on a rage tangent
Ooh.
about the healthcare system because everybody, let me tell you
Oh, yeah,
something.
where it's a disarray. It's embarrassing.
Here?
Yeah.
No.
You think it's where, okay.
It's actually, I don't necessarily trust the healthcare system in Scandinavian countries, except
Oh,
for
interesting.
Denmark.
Okay.
Denmark has
Okay.
very good healthcare. Norway and Sweden lag behind with 1,000%. So, and I have witnessed this firsthand because my mother has gone through a tremendous amount of unfortunate experiences, and the Norwegian health system is. I've had to like put like a face on when my mother tells me these things because if I didn't, I would probably start screaming.
Wow.
And it's not, they're fine. They're good. Here's the thing. It's like when you, like the healthcare system and the emergency care system in Norway, it's like people come in and they've got a head cold or they've got this. They don't experience what like we do in America, right? They're not treating gunshot wound, stab wound, you know,
Right.
this.
not triage.
There's not like a ER where there's like 1,000 people, all different things. It's very kind of like slow and basic, and there's not a lot happening. Someone fell, someone did this, so it's a very slowed healthcare system, which can be horrible.
Yes.
Yeah.
Horrible. Like it takes months to get a doctor's appointment, if not almost a year.
Wow.
I've heard this
That's-
about even with
Yeah.
England with socialized medicine.
And,
It's
sometimes
not.
can
in
be a
Canada
pain in
as
the
well.
ass.
Yeah.
My dad lives in Turkey. Socialized medicine. He has to pay out of pocket for a better doctor.
Yeah, you know, it's. And
Sorry,
of
I didn't
course,
mean to drag it down, but it is.
I
It's a
like
lady
hearing
journey.
this. This is a lady journey. Now we're going to move on to Turkey. Well, I think when you hear people, I mean, our country is not perfect, and of course, things are happening now, and we don't want to go into it because maybe some people are listening to this podcast as an escape. But when people, you know, shit on the American country, I say you haven't traveled enough. You
Yeah.
got to get out there because most of the countries are bad. In Australia, people can kill and they can be free from prison in 30 years. That's their max.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like I watched a video recently about like I think it was either China or Taiwan about going to the ER in China, and it took all of maybe 30 minutes to get in,
Wow.
get the doctor to see you. Like they are very efficient.
Yeah.
Oh,
Efficient.
Yeah.
And that's why it's like
Love the
here.
Asians.
Listen, I
Love
would
the
love
Asians.
to live in a world of efficiency.
Oh my gosh.
Ugh,
I mean, the emergency
right.
room is
But you have to be
crazy
lightly
in America.
abusive
Yeah,
to
yeah.
get efficiency.
Yeah.
Yeah, yes, that's true.
You
have to
do
crack the whip.
Amazon.
You
Yeah,
have to fight.
be
You have to
monitoring
fire
people with
Yeah.
robots. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right.
You don't do a 30-day
Awkward.
firing process.
Well, my mom worked in the ER actually for years, and she has
As a doctor
as
or-
a nurse. She was a nurse, and on the east side of Indianapolis, which is a rough area. And so I know from the ER stories that it's a crazy world. No, go
Crunch
for
away.
it. Crunch away. They love that.
These are the big ones.
We do
Yeah,
ASMR.
puffy. No, I also really want to go to Turkey. I'm dying to
Me
go to
too.
Turkey.
I was
want to
thinking
go
about
get
getting
surgery.
the hair plugs and
Yeah.
being the only woman on the plane.
I want to get a new face.
Really?
Yes, I have light balding up in here.
Just a light balding.
Well, I'm going to a dermatologist first to see what options that maybe I should take because I understand that it's not bad in the back part, but I am interested in this area. I've even looked into hair toppers.
I mean,
They
I got a
look
hair
good.
transplant.
Did you in Turkey or here?
No.
It looks great.
Oh, it looks great.
Yeah. I did it here, but
Yeah.
I saved every dollar that I could,
Yeah.
and I got it done at the guy on the Upper East Side.
Yeah, people love him.
He is.
I might go to
brill-
him or get a consultation.
Just get
Yeah.
a consult.
Go-
See
let
what-
me tell you something.
I don't know if I'm delusional or being in my own head. You know how sometimes you're like,
I had
oh,
five.
it's not as bad as you think it is.
I had 5 consults.
Okay.
I went to a lot of different doctors, and this doctor was the hardest to get in. It was hardest to get an appointment, but when I tell you, was worth every single penny down to the absolute last. Like what the experience overall from like getting there, treatment, everything, like 10 stars.
Oh,
Okay.
that's amazing.
He is a very good doctor. His office is very good. I recommend him to everybody. He is expensive. He is absolutely expensive. But you know what? I'm home. Literally, when I'm done with my procedure, when I was
Yeah.
done with my procedure,
Yeah.
I got in an Uber and I went home.
That's great.
The next day, I woke up. I went back to the doctor's office. They shampooed my hair, took my bandages off, gave me a hat, and they're like, "You're good to go."
And that was it.
And then I also paid extra to go for the next 11 days and have them wash my head.
Okay.
But that was it. And they were like, do this, do this, do this. So like, I'll give you an example. There's a comic who got a hair transplant in Turkey. And I won't say his name because I don't know if he wants people to know. Of
course.
But he got a hair transplant in Turkey and like sent me pictures and his head was swollen and it was bad.
yeah.
But the thing is though, is that they didn't give him the preventative care like they do here. So
okay.
like here, I had to take a week of arnica pills four times a day, right? And then I couldn't do caffeine. I couldn't do this. I couldn't do this. I couldn't do this.
Wow, no caffeine.
Nothing for like 4 days before the procedure.
Wow.
And then what happens is they give you the day of, you have to take like 7 arnica pills. And what that does is that minimizes swelling,
Okay.
which they don't tell you or give you in
Turkey.
other countries.
Right.
So
I
I'm
feel
always
like it's also got to just be disorienting to travel to a new country where
how do you
don't
trust the system?
you don't know the
system you don't know.
language. Yeah, and so it's like if something goes wrong, like what are you doing?
You
And
get
I had an
decapitated.
advantage though because
Yeah.
my dad lives there.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I could have
Yeah.
gone and my dad would have been there and he speaks the language and everything. But even then I was like, it's nothing against Turkey. It's just convenience for me.
Yes.
Right.
And how was the healing process? Do you feel like it took a long time to like heal or?
The only painful part was the back of the part where the hair grows through the scabs.
Ouchie.
But that lasted for about a week.
That's not bad.
Okay, that's not
And
bad.
then it was clear sailing.
That's
For a month,
amazing.
you can't work out. You can't do anything
You
strenuous.
can't work out? Oh
Really,
my
you
gosh.
shouldn't.
Wow.
Because you don't want to. Every time you put
Oh,
every time you
sweat.
put blood pressure, your blood pressure goes up. You're inevitably pushing the hairs out, and you don't want to do that.
You don't want to
So-
shake it.
Yeah.
You can't shake it. Yeah.
No working out, no masturbating, nothing. Which was
Wow. This is
That's
like you're
hard.
going in a
that's
monastery.
a long time
yeah.
for a gay man. You can't have
So-
sex for almost 14 days.
Yeah.
That's a
Wild.
long time for gays.
And working out.
Now, but you look great
Well,
though.
that's most other gays. That's other gays.
But you look great though. Are you happy with it?
Oh,
It looks
no,
fantastic. It
no,
looks
I'm
fantastic.
happy.
But I don't remember what you looked like before though.
Yeah.
But you've always worn hats.
That's why.
So
Right.
yeah, so I never knew. But this is the new
You wanna see a picture?
Yeah, let's see.
No,
Let's see
no.
your before and after. This is a great journey. I mean, what would you say to people that are considering doing hair surgery?
Do it.
Yeah.
Do it.
Yeah.
Do it. Find a good doctor. Do it. And you'll know it's the right doctor when you walk out. Like, I went for my consult, and he was like my 4th or 5th consult. I think it was like my 5th consult. And when they were like, because I told him, I said, listen, I don't want a hairline too low. Because that's what people do.
Yeah.
They get this low hairline and it looks weird.
Yeah.
And I push my hair forward. So for him, he was like, don't worry about it. I got you. After that like conversation of telling him and I saw like results. I also know a few comics who went there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, yeah, that's it. So when they come in and they're like, okay, do you want to do it? And I'm like, yeah, here's my credit card.
Yeah.
What's
Yeah.
the base rate? 10K to 20K?
A little bit more.
Oh, okay. All
So
right.
I paid
Damn, that's so expensive.
25.
Okay.
But I mean, for a surgery, for a cosmetic surgery.
But
I
remember,
wish
Yeah.
there was insurance.
this
covered.
is for life.
Yeah.
You put it on a credit card, so you got Delta miles.
Fuck yeah. Hell yeah.
That's what our insurance
honestly,
should be.
honestly,
Yeah.
that's what I did.
Yeah.
I was like, hey, here's my credit card and put it on for miles.
Yeah.
You know, and now it's obviously not flying, but that's still miles.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and if you open up a new credit card and you need to meet a minimum, use that.
Yes.
And then there you go. So you like, they're like, oh, you need to spend, $5,000 in the first 3 months. All right, well, there's the deposit.
Easy. And I really don't think that that's unreasonable for a cosmetic surgery. Like you hear people, like getting facelifts and stuff, going cheap, and then you get something wrong. I say
think of
more
it
is
as-
better. More is better.
We will all inevitably spend the money that we find to prioritize ourselves.
Yes.
Right. And that goes for like, I don't get manicures, pedicures.
Same.
So
yeah.
I've saved money on that.
Yeah.
Right. I get my hair cut. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't go out to bars. I'm not a bar person. I'm not a drinker. I don't smoke. I used to, but I don't smoke anymore. So all that money, if you think about it, I just stopped and put it aside. And then that goes into that.
Yeah. And you know what? As we all age, like prioritizing your health, quitting smoking, that's $25,000 right there.
Also,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, you got to have hair in comedy. You either are bald or
There's-
you have a full head of hair.
Well,
There
have you-
is no one balding.
Have you heard of the hair theory?
What's the hair theory?
There's this woman that tries to study like fame and stuff. She says, if to get fame or to help and that to propel you forward is you have to have like a hair branding. Like think of Ice Spice, think of Sabrina Carpenter, think of like the
Hair
Jennifer
branding.
Aniston, the Rachel.
So this is
The
me
Rachel.
before.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
And it
looks
natural and it works
fantastic.
for you.
Yeah, your hair,
Yeah.
your hair that you have now looks beautiful.
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
beautiful.
I'm very happy.
And I
have
love
my,
the hairline. The
I have
hairline is
my
great.
1-year consult next week.
Your anniversary, your hair anniversary.
Yeah, because I got it done last year right before my birthday. Yeah.
Well, what's something that they can mess up? Like, have you heard of any horror stories where like it's coming on my forehead?
No, well, so here's the thing. Here's what happens is that like a lot of the only horror stories that I've heard are people who go to doctors and then they don't do enough.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like
okay.
I went to a doctor and he was like, I could probably do 1,700 grafts on you, right? I think that's a good amount. And then I went to another doctor and he was like, oh, I think I could do like, maybe 1,800, 19. I went to this doctor, looked at my head, looked at it very carefully under microscopes and everything, tested it. He's like, I'm going to do 3,600 grafts. So they took out 3,600 hairs. And then what they do is, so each follicle actually has 3 or 4 different hairs attached to it. So what they do is they pluck out one and then they split that one.
Wow.
And then they implant that up here. And
That's
then they
intricate.
take my blood before the hair transplant. They took my blood. And then when they're done, they wrap my head in all the blood that they took.
Oh, it's like a vampire facial.
And so then what happens is it helps to regenerate all of the hair.
wow.
So it's kind of like in that. Also, the other thing is I was under. So not like full anesthesia,
Okay.
but I was woozy to the point where I fell asleep. So I got there at 6 a.m. They gave me Vicodin or something. 6:30, I was out. I woke up at 5:45 and they were still finishing.
Wow.
Wait, 5:45 p.m.
Yeah.
from 6
Wow.
a.m.
Yep.
Oh my god.
It's an all day.
Wow.
But,
now it makes sense why it's 25K.
but
Yeah.
when I tell you, worth every fucking penny.
Okay.
Worth
Yeah.
every penny. The way that they bring you in, they check on you, they make sure you're okay. They it is. I never looked down at surgery because there's other things that I would have liked to have done, but I was like, this I have to do. I'm going to save my
it's
money.
what bothers you the most.
Right.
Yeah.
It's also very hard being gay and going balding and also in the entertainment industry.
Yeah.
And I know, right, you're supposed to love you. And people told me all the time.
It's full of shit.
They tell you, oh, you look pretty the way you are. Yes. But the same people came up to me afterwards and were like, damn, that's good.
Right?
And I'm like, so it's for me. It's not for you.
Yeah. It's because you're the one that has to look at yourself more than anybody else.
Yeah.
And you
every
see all
day
the
I look
stuff,
in the
yeah.
mirror, I'm like, that's right, bitch.
Oh
Yeah.
my God. You're talking me into getting it. I don't even need it. I'm like,
Kenny, I'm going to
I
take
want to
your
get your
hair.
eyebrows. You have
Really?
incredible eyebrows.
Oh.
Yeah, they're
Are
good
they high
eyebrows.
I had
maintenance?
these when I was 5.
Oh my God. They're gorgeous.
You don't know
Adorable.
the struggles of a Middle Eastern child. I had this look when I haven't changed since I was 7.
Oh
like
my
I am
God.
Benjamin. Like I'm the opposite of Benjamin Button. Like I looked old when I was young.
Oh, I love it.
Oh,
I love
God,
an old
yeah.
man,
yeah,
little boy.
I was getting,
Yes.
like they were giving me cigarettes when I was 10. They're like, hi, you are fine. Yes.
Now let's get into talk me through your journey that you're going on. We touched on it with my wedding a little bit.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to babble. I know sometimes I babble,
No,
so I
this is all
apologize.
about you.
No, we
You're our
love you.
guest.
And
Okay.
They've
apologizing
already
is
heard-
the most lady journey thing you could have
Yes.
done because we love to apologize to each other during
We
the
say
show.
sorry all the
We say,
time.
I'm so sorry I talked
Yeah.
over you.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. But I want to go into your journey. I love that the hair surgery is huge
Yeah.
for our listeners. We've had a couple people on here who have been considering it, who have gone full bald. We've actually never had somebody coming out on the other end of it. So this is
Well, I love
amazing.
it. I'm so happy I did it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Looks great.
My journey. I don't know.
I
I
feel
feel
like-
bad because I want it to be a fun and funny episode, but I
But
also
it
I'm
has
like,
been. No, but it has been.
Is this
No, tell.
what's your
Oh
journey?
my God, you are. I love
you
the
breaking
intrigue.
news?
The intrigue is
no, it's you know
sending
what it
me.
is I am creating space
Yes.
for new people in my life,
Okay.
which means that sometimes the old people
Oh, we do that.
don't necessarily come along.
Yeah,
Right.
And
there's a grieving process that goes along with that.
It's an interesting. It's like I have been disappointed and sad for a long time in the way people show up for me.
Right.
Okay.
And I realized that I need to move on and create space for the people to come into my life who will show up for me.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. It's so hard, especially with friends. You know, I'm thinking like, I was looking into something like this recently. They were saying friendships, they end for 3 reasons. It's either jealousy or growth or betrayal. And, you know, you think about when you end up losing touch with people, when you end up growing apart, and you think about your dynamics. And this is kind of something I've been thinking about with my wedding, you know, where it's like, when do you give in relationships? And when are you, you know, when are you always giving? And it can be intense.
Yeah.
It also takes years to see they're not showing up. Do you know what I
Yes.
mean? It's like,
It's like you
For
have
a
to
while,
track
you're
it on
like-
a spreadsheet or something.
you're like,
yeah.
I'm seeing a pattern.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, and it's interesting. It's like I didn't mean to be like it's sad and disappointing, but it's been a difficult journey
Yeah.
that I have been thankful to go through because I have a therapist.
Right.
Oh, that's
And
amazing.
I have
Yeah.
to tell you, if more people went to therapy or like actually made an effort in therapy, I think, you know, there'd be a lot better people in this world.
Right.
Yeah,
Some
yeah.
people you're like, can I find out what you're talking about in therapy? Because
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Can I
yeah.
have a word? Yeah.
Yeah. You know
Yeah.
what? Are they online? Is there a glass door?
because some people are,
Because I'm like, some of them, I'm like, you're a therapist. Yeah, you're
what
a
are you
therapist.
telling them?
She's
Right.
not doing anything.
Yeah. You're like, she's exacerbating, if
Yeah.
anything,
Yeah.
your issues.
She told you okay. All right. All right.
I think it's so hard too with like adult friendships, especially like when you get into our age of like the late 30s, the early 40s, where it's like people have
Late 30s.
lives.
All of us.
The late
30s.
Well,
Thanks.
actually, Vanessa Gonzalez, who I did the Gilda's Laugh Fest, she had a great joke, which I related to everything she said so much. She's such an amazing comic, but she had a joke where she's like, I pay for my best friend. It's my therapist. The free best friends, they are not there for me. She's like, my free best friend is like, you're like, hey, and they're like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Like my dog just went vegan. It's been a really hard week at work. I had to work 12 hours a week. And, you know, and she's like, I just sent you a TikTok, you know, she's like, now I'm just
Right.
like paying for my therapist as my friend.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's so true, because when you get in this older age, it's easier to get like wrapped up in your job, wrapped up in yourself, and not make time to contribute to these relationships where you could be the person sucking the life out of the friendship, or, you know, the other person ends up. And it's a bummer. And I'm thinking the same thing, you know, in my life too, where it's like, okay, I am careful who I reach out to sometimes, you know, like you're careful of like, oh, I can't be the only person keeping this afloat.
No.
Yeah.
I saw a girl.
And that happens.
It does. It ends up happening, or, you know, especially when you're friends with somebody from like childhood and you have that emotional connection
Yeah.
with them, and it feels painful to end it, and you're kind of keeping it going just so you don't have to experience like a relationship.
Well, that's interesting that you say that, because like for me, you know, I was talking about that with my therapist today, and I was like, how do I tell some of these people that they're not showing up for me?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I
The
kind of
wo-
lightly ghost them. And not, you know, not in that aggressive form, but they kind of don't notice. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I've had people where like my big thing is I put a lot of effort into my friendships.
Mm-hmm.
And what the biggest pet peeve is that I will ask people, let's hang out, let's do this, let's go to dinner. And then I'll stop reaching out And then I don't hear from them.
Right,
yeah,
right.
it's
And I'm like, oh, okay. And, people are always like, well, maybe they're just not ones to, make plans or anything. And I was like, well, then why should I suffer?
Right.
Why should I
Yeah,
be
right.
disappointed because of their ability or maybe inability to be proactive in the situation that I need them to be? And I was telling my therapist today, I was like, I deserve the friends who will surprise me and who will
Yes.
show up for me. And, I had a very rough 3 years of my life.
okay.
Very rough. A lot of loss, a lot of grieving. It was some of the worst things I ever went through. And I went through a lot of that alone
Right.
when I shouldn't have.
Yeah.
No one checking in situation. It's kind of rare.
It is.
Yeah.
And that was
know,
the saddest
You only
part.
get 1 or 2 of those.
Yeah,
I
it was
think.
the saddest part where I was like, oh, yeah, I'm going at this alone.
Yeah.
And I went through a breakup and everything. I went through a breakup. I went through 2 deaths. I went through my mother having to go through hell and back. And I'm shocked she's survived. And it was one of those things where I was like, oh, I'm going through this alone.
Yeah, because can I say, like, it's my opinion that when you're the one who's always reaching out and they're always kind of the flakier person and you continue to reach out, it's like you're kind of enabling them. And I think that you're doing the right thing. I saw a thing, this was on like Life Kit or something a long time ago. And I think I have talked about this on the pod, but it's been a while. But there was a girl, she was like, I literally create a spreadsheet of like friends and I check in. Yeah, like when I reached out to them on this date, we did something. Then she tracks who reaches out to her. And she doesn't reach out a second time. It's like if I reach out to
Girl,
them
no.
and I don't hear from them,
Girl, no.
You're like, I think I
know.
might see the
Yeah.
problem.
This is why you don't have friends.
Is that your friend?
you're on blast.
So awkward. How the fuck did that even happen? I didn't even touch my phone and it called someone.
don't know.
Siri
That's my
is a
fear.
crazy bitch.
Yeah. But no, I'm not doing a spreadsheet. I'm an Aries. I have a spreadsheet in my brain.
Right.
Wait, you're an Aries too.
I am.
Wait.
April 17th.
Oh, April birthday.
Yeah. Oh, you're May?
March.
March.
Oh, your
Late
birthday's
March.
coming up.
Yeah, it's coming up
Yeah.
real soon.
Wait, when is
Let's
your
not
birthday?
talk about it.
Not today?
no.
Is it today?
Oh,
Did
No.
we forget
Oh
where
my
the
God.
bad friends are?
No.
that was about us. We should have had a cake. We should have had a cake.
No, that's another, yeah. I hate my birthday.
Oh.
I think it's because I have had one happy birthday in probably 10 to 15 years.
Yeah, birthdays are really tough.
You know what
Birthdays.
annoys me?
Yeah.
Is, my friend said to me, oh, it's just another day. Oh, it's just another day to whatever, girl. It's just another day. And I want to be like,
It's your
for
day.
you,
Yeah.
it's another day because you have someone who loves you, supports you, does something special for your day. So you don't have to worry or care about being alone because you have someone to do that. But for someone who is alone on their birthday, don't tell them it's just another day.
Yeah.
Because for us, maybe it's the one day where we would like to feel special, and then now you're diminishing that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
I
the thing a bitch would
hate
say.
that.
I'm throwing you a birthday party, okay?
Sorry,
I'm going to be
go.
your new flaky friend. I'm going to be like, Oscar, I got tired. I'm so sorry. I overextended.
She's like, you know what? I actually went to Norway, so I cannot be here, but thanks.
Oh my
Shooting
God.
you a text.
Love you. Oh my God. No, this has been really fun. I love this journey because you gave us so much funny and then you went vulnerable for a moment.
Yeah,
and it
I mean,
was
I don't
really
want to be, but
great.
yeah, whatever.
No.
Well, in order to feel the highs, you got to feel the lows.
Yes, that's what we're all about here. An emotional
You know
roller
what,
coaster.
though? What's interesting is that I am one of those people, I don't feel the highs.
Right.
I think in like when you get into the entertainment industry now, I don't know what it is, but I've had like accomplishments and I've had these things that go well and I don't feel it.
We were just talking
Right.
about that. We literally just said the same thing.
I don't feel
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Because
I've
I'm
never
like,
felt it in the career.
Yeah, and
Even
I'm
with
like-
having some good stuff that you're like, it never lasts.
yeah, like I did my first college gig. I was so proud of myself. I was like, look at that. I did my first college gig. I think that feeling lasted all of 10 minutes.
Right.
And then I was like, all right, because we've been tuned into this constantly pushing that,
What's
the
next?
algorithm.
What's
What's
next?
next? And it's just one of those where it's like, can I just enjoy the journey?
Yeah.
Right.
I feel like so many of us, especially in comedy and entertainment, but mostly comedy, is that we forget to like enjoy the journey.
Yes.
Because we're so focused on what's next. Well, that person got that and this person got that. Yeah, it happens. We're human. We'll compare. But at the end of the day, though, it's like when I get on stage, I don't care. I don't care if there's 5 people in the audience, whoever. I'm gonna have fun.
Yeah.
Because it's like we're all just having fun.
I mean, at the end of the day, you're still getting to live the life of a comedian and go on stage and perform with your new hair.
Yeah.
Looking amazing.
Girl.
And-
Next, it's the tits.
Yeah. Oh.
No. I'll go to Argentina for that.
No, tell everybody where they can follow you.
You can find me on Instagram, Oscar Aydin. And then if you click my link tree at my profile, it takes you to my website. Sign up for my email blasts. I'm not one of those spam people, but it'll tell you when I am performing in your city next. I'm also going to Chicago on April 4th and 5th, performing, featuring for Ashley Hesseltine. And then, so I'll be doing that.
Yeah, okay. So follow Oscar, everybody, and please check us out live headlining the Vale Comedy Festival May 23rd and 5th. We forget the dates,
are lying.
but just go to the Vale Comedy Festival website. Lady Journey.
Lady Journey.